They want you to believe that they are old men, poets, and Christian pastors. And sometimes they want you to believe that they are sole bread earners of the family, animal lovers, or even pregnant with a child. Except they will not tell you that they are anti nationals and Naxals who want to break India from within. The recent death of Stan Swamy has sent the leftists back to work, but they are bound to fail again. Hi and welcome. You're watching TFI English, the national and socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Diksha, and in this video I will tell you how the left brigade, which sets up the narratives, has become lax, unimaginative and mundane in coming up with novel ways to defend its ilk. It has been a unique trait in the left liberal lobby to go to untoward lengths to protect their kin from any legal trouble, whether it be inventing fake backstories or using the accused and their physical health conditions. The cabal misses no opportunity to twist the narrative and entrench a feeling of gullibility amongst the public and the courts. The death of Maoist Stan Swamy, a part of banned terror outfit CPI Maoist, has opened a similar Pandora's box. Stan Swamy, at the ripe age of 84, died at a Mumbai hospital on Monday due to a cardiac arrest. While the death was natural, the supporters of the alleged terrorist have started making a martyr out of him. Some are blaming the government for the Christian pastor's death, calling it a state-sponsored murder, while others are more focused on milking Swamy's death to push their nefarious anti-India ideas. Contrary to what leftists would like anyone to believe, the courts provided him with the best possible healthcare access. The court had directed the authorities to admit him to JJ Hospital, but Swamy remained adamant on demanding an interim bail and refused to be treated there. And yet, the leftists, using his ailment of Parkinson's disease, continued to peddle the anti-government agenda. Similar was the case of urban Naxal Varavara Rao, who in liberal lexicon was a poet, unnecessarily captured by the fascist Modi regime, as the leftists claim. It is worth noting that Rao was first arrested in 1973 under the Maintenance of Internal Security Act. He was thrown behind the bars many times between 1975 and 1986 in different cases, including the 1986 Ramnagar conspiracy case, where he was acquitted after 17 years in 2003. He was again thrown behind the bars in 2005 under the Andhra Pradesh Public Security Act. Moreover, in a viral interview, so-called poet Varavara Rao exposed himself when he justified the killings of Maoists in Malkangiri, Odisha. He initially claimed the massacre was one-sided, while it had taken the lives of 38 greyhounds too. He justified his claim by saying that the Maoists took it as an opportunity and massacred them. He said that the constitution and the laws don't apply to the Maoists. And yet, the leftists want us to believe that Rao is merely a poet, changing and shifting jails to find inspiration for his next masterpiece in poetry. Such heartwarming solidarity for alleged terrorists and urban Naxals is indeed laudable, especially when the outfits they support have killed hundreds of Indian forces and even larger civilian populace in the last few years. Naxals have their own arms factories, a research and development wing, a propaganda wing, and a recruitment branch. Naxalism is far more organized than one could imagine, and there is a greater involvement from urban centers, though it is almost invisible. They have a dedicated network that functions as the propaganda wing, concentrated in the urban areas. This wing includes lawyers, former judges, activists, and students. This intricate network forms the bedrock of creating the narrative in the favors of the likes of Swamy and Rao. And it's not only urban Naxals that have employed this strategy of subtle messaging using body dysmorphia and physical ailments. The leftists who were ensnared in the Delhi riots used a similar strategy. Safura Zargar, an accused in the Delhi riots case, charged under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1964, was granted bail by the courts after a sustained movement by the leftists where her pregnancy was used to sway the emotions. Her bail plea had been rejected by additional sessional judge Dharmendra Rana, observing, "When you choose to play with embers, you cannot blame the wind to have carried the spark a bit too far and spread the fire." However, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, representing the state when Zargar's bail application came up before the Delhi High Court, remarked that the Delhi government had agreed on humanitarian grounds to release Zargar on regular bail. As reported by TFI, immediately after the arrest of the 21-year-old climate activist Disha Ravi from Bangalore on charges of sedition, criminal conspiracy, and promoting hatred, the left liberal cabal had gone into an overdrive mode to create a messiah figure out of her. Disha was painted as a vegan, soul-bred earner, animal lover, and other kind adjectives so that the narrative could be turned in her favor. The left brigade, which took pride in setting up their narratives, has surprisingly become lax, unimaginative, and mundane in coming up with novel ways to defend its ill. The usual charade of evoking the age, physical condition, the humble background of perpetrator's family, and much is a script as stale as a 90s Bollywood commercial masala mix whose reboot the current audience absolutely detests watching.